This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this Excursion. It is a 2004 Excursion. It's an Eddie Bauer edition. It's a 6.0 turbo diesel. It's four-wheel drive. It has 160,100 miles on it. It was purchased directly from an insurance company in Missouri. It was a theft recovery. It is on a clear title, which is unusual that they let it stay on a clear title, but it is. Get it here. We do a 2-hour inspection, driving, wheels off, in the air, fluids, measurements. Whatever's wrong, we fix, and if we don't fix it, we tell you what's wrong and tell you what didn't get fixed and why it wasn't fixed. In this case, there wasn't much going on at all. It had a little bit of a miss. This is what our inspection looks like right here. I had a little bit of a miss. It was number 7 glow plug needed to be replaced, and the right bank glow plug harness was faulty. Once we plugged those in, it was fine. We charged the air conditioning. It got a power mirror switch, new batteries, and a windshield. And that's it. We checked it out, drove it, and it's a nice rig. Really nice rig. They stole the radio, so the radio's missing. And somebody glued something, the previous owner glued something really funky to the top of the center console lid. And I just said, well, why don't we just buy a new center console? And apparently that size is exclusive to Excursions. I thought that you could just get an F250 center console and that would do it. And that is not the case. So if that's your plan, nix that plan. That is not the case. And they want a fortune for an Excursion lid, much less an Excursion center console. So the plan would be to find something else to glue on top of whatever they've got on there. I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. That's the only thing that bothers me on this entire car. These are the wheels that came on it. Beautiful high rubber tires. I would say at least 80% tread. Cosmetically, this thing is beautiful. It does have this antenna on the roof that we left there. It probably went to the stereo that was in it, which is probably the reason they stole this thing in the first place, was for the radio. We left it there not knowing if there was something usable for the next guy. If there's not, your stereo guy or yourself, you could just tear it right out and be done with it. But there's no sense in trashing something that might have some value for somebody. Let's see. Got the keys in my pocket, so I'm going to unlock it here in just a second. If I had it together, I would. Okay. Yikes, wrong pocket again. There it is. Boom. There we go. Now I can unlock this. There's that. It's got barn doors in the back, which are really cool. I like barn doors more than I like lift gates. Anyway, there you go there. Let's have this mat cover on. It's kind of nasty, but it's kind of good for the carpet. It does have a spare. It does have a third seat. My shop manager drove this thing for several days after we put the glow plug module in it. We know it's going to be a very popular vehicle and sell quickly. We want to make sure that there are no surprises. Scanning it and driving it and checking it out, and it's great. Alright, let's see. I'm going to fire this guy up. Not really sure why I keep putting the keys away, but I do. I got 4 pockets to choose from, and every time I pick the last one. 160,388 miles. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. That, whatever they had glued on there, horrific. And there's your radio that's missing. I'm gonna open the hood and show you what's going on under the hood. We're gonna be looking for VIN stamps. That'll show you, Ford stamps, I mean, not VIN stamps, Ford stamps. That'll show you that the original fenders and parts are on it. There's the Ford stamp there, new battery here, Ford stamp there. Ford stamp there. Ford stamp there. That's perfect. There's no blow by at all there. I love seeing that. On that note, we are going to start offering, because people have asked us to, we're cheaper by $1,000 than everyone else, an Egr package where we will install parts and labor, a Ford oil cooler and a bulletproof Egr cooler for $1,550. That includes the coolant, the Rotella oil and filter, Ford oil cooler and bulletproof Egr cooler. You don't need a bulletproof oil cooler. They're really expensive and not necessary. What's necessary is the bulletproof Egr cooler and the redesigned Ford oil cooler. Basically the parts run us about $600 and, well, actually about $750 with the fluids. And then the labor is about $800. It takes us about 7 or 8 hours to do it. I don't see the light coming on there. I'm not sure if it's because I can't see it through the I don't know if the bulb's out or if the seat's not heating or not. I will look into that. Down, tilt up, tilt down. That works fine. A little question on that heated seat. I'll have to figure that out. I'm not sure if it's just the bulb being out or if the seat's actually not heating. This thing is a super clean car. Here's the way this works here. You go like this, and then you move the seat forward like that. That's how that works. Alright. Driver window, passenger window, passenger rear window, driver rear window, door locks. Alright. Heated seat on and off. Forward, back, up, down, tilt forward, tilt up, tilt down, tilt up, and tilt down. That works fine. Tilt wheel. That works fine. Alright, let's see. Seatbelt on. Obviously we don't have a radio to turn on. They just cut it right out. So you're going to need an adapter. It's cheaper and better just to, you know, you're going to want MP3 or Bluetooth. Let's make sure that the power pedals work. It's up and down. It's brake pedal only on this one. Let's see, air conditioning. Make sure that the controls work on the steering wheel for the air conditioning. That's up, that's down, temperature up, temperature down. That works fine. Let's see. There's overdrive on and off. Let's see, overhead cluster, that's working. Rear vent windows, open, closed, open, closed. There you go. All right, we put it in neutral, put it into 4 low. That's 4 low. Wow, that's granny gear right there. That is definitely 4 low. reverse, and neutral. Now we're going to go into 4 high, drive, and reverse. I'm going to back up and try the parking sensors here without destroying this Pathfinder behind us. Yep, those work fine. All right, let me put it into neutral now. I'm going to 2-wheel drive. Now we're in 2. Let's go for a ride. All right, this thing is on a clear title, so if you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Dock fees are $250. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. So if your state tax rate is, say, 3%, and you want to come here and drive it home, which you're welcome to do, you're going to pay 5% tax and a $250 dock fee. 5% is basically our 2% plus your 3%. If your tax rate is 7%, you're going to pay 9% tax. If your tax is 0, like our Alaska buyers, they're 0, so they only pay 2% and a $250 dock fee. You pay by wire and ship. All you pay is the agreed upon price, and that's it. You deal with the taxes and your MVD fees once it gets there. Whatever you have to do in your state. Boy, this thing runs really good. Very smooth. What else? Deposit. Please get your deposit. Once we have a deposit, we have a deal. Once we have a deposit, we'll put your name in a banner over the Excursion at wheelkinetics.com. You'll know it's yours. Okay? I'm going to shut up for just a second here. I'm going to let this guy get a little bit of a lead on us, I think. This is my little... All right, let's go. This thing runs fantastic. Very smooth, very quiet, no vibrations, nothing. It needs a radio and something funky to go over that thing in the center console. That's all it needs. Now, that EGR speech I gave you, obviously with the blow-by is not there. There's no need for an EGR today, but that is a weakness in these vehicles. If you do your 6.0 research, you'll know that. So, just a little heads up on that. That we offer that, and $1,600 is a steal to do that. We are a bulletproof dealer, so we get that EGR cooler real cheap, and that bulletproof EGR cooler, which helps a lot in the pricing. And we've done a million of them, so it's pretty easy for us to get done. It still involves about 8 hours of time, but it's pretty automatic. We can do it in our sleep. So that's why we give that speech. It's kind of an option we're going to offer this year. We should have been offering it for the last couple of years. It's pretty cool. You might want to consider it, but you don't need it. This thing does not need it today. All right. The last thing I'm going to say, and I say this about every single vehicle in here, if you watch videos for all of our vehicles on this property, you will know that I say this every time. I'm not singling this one out. This thing is out of warranty. It's out of warranty by miles and years. If Ford could have given it a 10-year, 700,000 mile warranty, they would have. And they would have charged $150,000 for it, and they would have gotten it. Okay? They didn't know what would happen to it after a certain number of miles or years. They built it. They know more than we know. So we don't know either. Point being, there's risk involved in buying this vehicle. So, if you're risk averse, please don't buy it. If you realize that you're saving a ton of money, you're getting a hell of a car, and that some of the money you're saving may have to go into a repair sooner or later, then this is the car for you. If not, you got to go buy a new one, and I don't think they make them anymore, which is really stupid, especially with diesel getting so cheap. We've offered you the EGR cooler and oil cooler option. Just add $1,600 and we'll get it done. Just let us know. But like I said, it doesn't need it today. They can go out at any time, or they can go out never. We have trucks with 400,000 miles that never got one and are fine. And then we've seen trucks with 20,000 miles that need them. So it just depends. And that's it. That's my speech. Thank you very much for your time.